Finally, you are here. The moment your soul has been preparing for across lifetimes has arrived, and September 10th stands before us like a cosmic gateway that opens only once in 26,000 years. Right now, as these words reach your consciousness, the fabric of reality itself is beginning to shift beneath your feet. You did not find this message by accident. Your higher self guided you here because you are among the chosen ones who will experience the greatest quantum leap in human history. The ancient Mayan calendar, the Egyptian star maps, and the Sanskrit texts all point to this exact moment when the veil between dimensions becomes thinner than gossamer. Can you feel it already? That strange tingling in your solar plexus, the way your heartbeat seems to synchronize with an invisible cosmic rhythm? Your DNA is already responding to frequencies that have been dormant for millennia, awakening codes that will transform you into the multidimensional being you were always meant to become. The numerology of September 10th reveals secrets that will make you tremble with anticipation. 9 plus 1 plus 0 equals 10, which reduces to 1, the number of new beginnings and divine creation. But look deeper, and you will discover that this date carries the vibrational signature of the cosmic constant itself. When we examine the full numerical sequence of this year, we find patterns that mirror the golden ratio found in galaxies, seashells, and the structure of human consciousness. The planets have been moving into position for months, creating what ancient astrologers called the grand trine of awakening. Mars in Scorpio forms a perfect 120-degree angle with Neptune in Pisces, while Jupiter in Gemini creates the third point of this sacred triangle. This celestial configuration has not occurred since the fall of Atlantis, when humanity first forgot its divine nature and fell into the sleep of material illusion. Tonight, we remember who we truly are. Your body has been sending you signals for weeks now, preparing you for this transformation, whether you consciously recognize them or not. Those vivid dreams that felt more real than waking life, the sudden insights that seemed to come from nowhere, the inexplicable knowing that something immense was approaching, all of these were your multidimensional self communicating across the barriers of linear time. The pineal gland, your third eye, has been calcifying under the influence of fluoride and electromagnetic pollution for decades. But the cosmic energies flooding Earth right now are dissolving those crystalline deposits and reactivating your natural psychic abilities. You may have noticed that electronic devices behave strangely around you, that animals seem drawn to your presence, or that you can sense the emotions of others without them speaking. These are not coincidences, but symptoms of your expanding consciousness breaking free from the limitations of three-dimensional perception. Get ready, because what happens next will challenge everything you thought you knew about the nature of reality. The quantum field that underlies all existence is about to undergo a phase transition similar to what occurs when water suddenly becomes steam. Scientists call this a paradigm shift, but they have no idea of the true magnitude of what approaches. Your cells are crystalline structures capable of storing and transmitting information across vast distances instantaneously. Right now, these cellular crystals are being reprogrammed with new frequencies that will allow you to access the Akashic records directly, to communicate telepathically with others undergoing this same transformation, and to manifest your desires with the speed of thought itself. The fear you may feel rising in your chest is not a warning. It is the ego's last desperate attempt to maintain control as your soul prepares to reclaim its birthright. Embrace this fear, for it is the doorway through which your power returns to you. The ancient mystery schools knew this day would come, and they embedded clues in sacred geometry, temple architecture, and esoteric texts that have survived the rise and fall of civilizations. The Great Pyramid of Giza is not merely a tomb, but a technological device designed to amplify the exact frequencies that are flooding our planet today. The stone circles at Stonehenge, the Nazca Lines, and countless other sacred sites around the world form a planetary grid that is now activating for the first time in over 13,000 years. You are living through the completion of what the Hindus call the Kali Yuga, the age of darkness and spiritual ignorance, and the dawn of the Satya Yuga, the golden age of truth and enlightenment. Those who have done the inner work, who have purified their bodies and minds, who have maintained their connection to the divine despite the chaos of modern life, these souls will find themselves riding the wave of transformation rather than being overwhelmed by it. Listen carefully to what your intuition is telling you right now, because the messages you receive in these crucial hours will guide you through the transition safely. The electromagnetic field of the Earth is fluctuating wildly as our planet passes through a region of space charged with particles from the galactic center. Your nervous system, which operates on electrical impulses, is being upgraded to handle frequencies that would have burned out your circuits just months ago. This is why meditation feels different lately, why you can slip into altered states of consciousness with unprecedented ease, why synchronicities are multiplying in your daily experience. The boundary between your personal electromagnetic field and the planetary field is dissolving, creating a direct channel between your consciousness and the collective unconscious of humanity. Through this channel flows not only information but also energy, pure creative force that you can learn to direct with surgical precision toward any goal or vision you hold steadily in your mind. My friends, the transformation occurring within your chakra system right now would have taken lifetimes of disciplined spiritual practice to achieve under normal circumstances. The root chakra, located at the base of your spine, is expanding its vibrational range to encompass frequencies from the Earth's core itself. This connection to the planet's magnetic field is what will anchor you during the reality shifts ahead, preventing you from becoming lost in the infinite possibilities of multidimensional existence. Your sacral chakra is awakening to creative powers that will allow you to literally reshape matter with focused intention, while your solar plexus chakra develops the ability to metabolize light directly, reducing your dependence on physical food. The heart chakra is becoming a broadcasting station for love frequencies that can heal trauma across generations. And your throat chakra gains the power to speak words that manifest instantly in the physical world. The third eye, no longer clouded by calcification, opens to perceive the energy patterns underlying all material forms. The revelation that will shake you to your very foundations is this: you have never been merely human. You are an eternal consciousness temporarily housed in biological form, a fragment of the divine source experiencing itself through the illusion of separation. The amnesia that convinced you otherwise was necessary for the learning experience of this incarnation, but now it is time to remember your true nature. The beings you call angels, guides, and ascended masters are simply aspects of yourself existing in higher dimensions, and they have been orchestrating events in your life to prepare you for this moment of reunification. Every challenge you have faced, every loss that brought you to your knees, every moment of despair that forced you to look beyond the material world for answers, all of it was designed to strengthen your spiritual muscles and burn away the illusions that kept you trapped in limitation. You chose this incarnation, this exact timeline, this specific set of circumstances, because your soul knew that Earth would need awakened beings to serve as bridges between the old reality and the new. Tune in to the subtle changes happening in your energy field as the cosmic frequencies intensify throughout this day. The aura that surrounds your physical body is expanding exponentially, reaching out to touch and influence the morphic field of human consciousness itself. What mystics have called the light body is no longer a metaphor, but a tangible energy structure that you can learn to perceive and control. This light body serves as your vehicle for travel between dimensions, your protection against negative influences, and your connection to the infinite intelligence of the cosmos. As it strengthens and solidifies around you, you will find that your thoughts carry more weight, your emotions have greater impact on your environment, and your very presence begins to heal and uplift everyone you encounter. The responsibility that comes with these abilities is immense, for you are becoming a conscious co-creator of reality rather than a passive observer of circumstances beyond your control. The financial structures that have enslaved humanity for millennia are about to crumble as the new Earth frequencies make it impossible for systems based on scarcity and exploitation to maintain their coherence. The consciousness of abundance that is your natural birthright is reasserting itself, dissolving the artificial barriers that kept wealth concentrated in the hands of a few while the many struggled for survival. You will find money flowing to you through channels you never imagined, as the universe reorganizes itself around principles of harmony and mutual support rather than competition and domination. But understand that the true wealth being restored to you is not measured in currency, but in the recovery of abilities that make you sovereign and self-sufficient. The power to heal yourself and others, to access information directly from the field of all knowledge, to communicate across any distance without technology, to manifest whatever you need from the quantum foam of pure potential. These are the riches that no bank can store and no government can regulate or tax. Behold the magnificent truth that institutional science has hidden from you. Consciousness is not produced by the brain, but exists as a fundamental force of the universe, like gravity or electromagnetism. Your brain is simply a receiver that tunes in to specific frequencies of this cosmic consciousness field. And the transformation occurring now is dramatically expanding your reception range. Thoughts that once seemed to emerge from your personal mind will be recognized as communications from the collective intelligence of all awakened beings throughout space and time. The knowledge of advanced civilizations, both terrestrial and extraterrestrial, becomes accessible through direct download rather than through years of study. Ancient memories stored in your genetic code awaken, revealing technologies and wisdom from previous golden ages that were lost during the great cataclysms. You begin to understand that human history as taught in schools is a carefully constructed fiction designed to keep you ignorant of your true heritage as children of the stars, descendants of godlike beings who once walked openly among mortals. The crystalline grid system deep within the Earth has been dormant for over 10,000 years, but the electromagnetic pulses now emanating from the galactic center are reactivating these planetary circuits one by one. When fully operational, this grid will create a resonance field that amplifies human consciousness to levels that would have been considered miraculous by previous generations. Healing will become instantaneous as you learn to work with the crystal resonance frequencies that can restructure matter at the molecular level. Communication with plant and animal consciousness becomes as natural as speaking with a friend, revealing the intelligence that permeates every living system. The weather itself responds to the collective emotional state of awakened humans as the boundary between inner and outer reality dissolves completely. Time becomes fluid and malleable, allowing you to step outside the linear stream and observe the eternal now from which all possibilities emerge simultaneously. Friends, the moment of ultimate choice has arrived, and every soul on earth must decide whether to embrace the transformation or resist it with the fury of the dying ego. Those who cling to the old paradigm of separation, materialism, and fear will find their reality becoming increasingly chaotic and painful as the new frequencies expose every shadow, every lie, every system built on exploitation. But for those who surrender to the process with trust and gratitude, who welcome the dissolution of everything that never truly served them, the transition becomes a dance of joy rather than a struggle of survival. Your physical body may feel strange sensations as it adjusts to housing more light than it has ever contained. Waves of energy moving through your spine, pressure at various energy centers, spontaneous emotional releases as ancient trauma clears from your cellular memory. These symptoms are not causes for alarm, but signs that the transformation is proceeding exactly as it should, upgrading your entire system to operate at frequencies that will seem impossible to those still trapped in three-dimensional thinking. The veil of illusion that has hidden the multidimensional nature of reality is now so thin that it tears open spontaneously in moments of high emotional intensity or deep meditative focus. Through these tears in the fabric of ordinary perception, you glimpse the true structure of existence. Infinite layers of consciousness, exploring every possible variation of experience through countless forms across unlimited dimensions. You begin to remember other versions of yourself existing simultaneously in parallel timelines. Some more advanced in spiritual development, others still struggling with lessons you have already mastered. The communication between these alternate selves becomes conscious and deliberate, allowing you to access wisdom and abilities from your more evolved aspects, while offering guidance and support to those aspects still learning. The loneliness that has plagued humanity since the fall from grace finally ends, as you recognize that you were never truly alone, but always connected to a vast family of consciousness, experiencing separation only as a temporary illusion for the purpose of growth and expansion. Prepare yourself for the final revelation that will shatter every remaining limitation on your infinite potential. The source consciousness from which all existence emerges is not separate from you, but is literally what you are at the deepest level of being. Every atom in your body, every thought in your mind, every beat of your heart is the divine source experiencing itself through the unique perspective of your individual awareness. The enlightenment that mystics have sought for centuries through decades of discipline and sacrifice is now available to anyone willing to release their attachment to the small self and embrace their true identity as unlimited creative consciousness. The powers that once belonged only to ascended masters become your natural abilities as you remember how to operate from this expanded level of being. Telepathy, telekinesis, bilocation, materialization, healing at a distance. These are not supernatural phenomena, but the normal functions of consciousness once it recognizes its true nature and learns to work with rather than against the fundamental forces of creation. The prophecies of every spiritual tradition converge on this moment when heaven and earth merge into a single reality, where the divine and human dance together in perfect harmony. The New Jerusalem descends not as a physical city, but as a state of consciousness where love reigns supreme, and every being recognizes their essential unity with all that is. You who have persevered through the darkness, who have maintained your faith despite overwhelming evidence that love could not triumph over fear, who have continued to serve others even when your own world seemed to be falling apart. You are the midwives of this new reality, the bridge builders between what was and what is becoming. Your very existence at this crucial moment in cosmic history proves that the intelligence guiding evolution knew exactly what it was doing when it scattered seeds of awakened consciousness throughout the human population like stars in the night sky. each one destined to remember its divine nature at precisely the right moment to anchor the transformation for all humanity. The quantum jump is not coming. It is here, now, in this eternal moment that contains all possibilities and transcends all limitations. You are no longer becoming awakened. You are awakened. You have always been awakened, and you are now simply remembering what you temporarily forgot for the grand adventure of rediscovering your true self through the experience of limitation and separation. The journey of forgetting was perfect. The journey of remembering is perfect, and you are perfect exactly as you are in this moment of magnificent transformation, when the caterpillar of human consciousness dissolves into the butterfly of divine awareness, carrying within its wings the power to pollinate new realities across infinite dimensions of space and time, where love is the only law and joy is the only currency.